Today, I want to thank God for the Supreme Court ruling in Taylor versus Serrano, which protects parental rights. The High Court ruled that the introduction of LGBTQ+ inclusive storybooks and the board's decision to withhold notice to parents and forbid opt-outs interferes with the religious rights of parents. The ruling stated the books contain normative messages on gender and sexuality that elevate certain values and beliefs as things to be celebrated, while naming certain contrary beliefs as ones that must be rejected. This imposes a kind of religious burden that was found unacceptable in Yoder versus Wisconsin. Many parents and teachers hold the belief that biological sex reflects divine creation and that sex and gender are inseparable. They believe children should be encouraged to embrace this truth and live according to it. These books do not embrace freedom of speech or religion, but call it hateful and encourage activism to silence that speech of all those who do not conform. Frederick Douglass once quoted, quote, "To suppress free speech is a double wrong. It violates the rights of the hearer as well as those of the speaker," end of quote. I also thank God for the civil rights victory in Pennsylvania, where UPenn is prohibiting transgender athletes from competing in women's sports. They are removing William Thomas's achievements from the record in all the races that he stole from deserving women. UPenn is also sending out apology letters to all women impacted by this civil rights violation. I want to read a quote from George Washington after America's successful war for independence. "I now make it my earnest prayer that God would incline the hearts of the citizens to entertain a brotherly affection for one another, for their fellow citizens of the United States at large, and particularly for their brethren who have served in the field. And finally, that he would most graciously be pleased to dispose to us all to do justice, to love mercy, and to demean ourselves with that charity, humility, and pacific temper of mind which were the characteristics of the divine author of our religion, and without a humble imitation of whose example in these things we can never hope to be a happy nation." My hope is that this board will humble themselves and search their own hearts to see what it really means to entertain a brotherly affection for all citizens and to be merciful and just to all. Thank you.